fiction piece for y'all. It's experimental, so bear with me, it gets ugly. Part of me is hanging in a tree somewhere. He kicked the dog until it lay quiet. He was tired, his lower half off, loose and pulled apart. I don't know my grandfather's name. Later I would wonder why I didn't know my grandmother's name either, or the names of my unborn uncles, who are also my brothers. A method of undoing by hooks, like receipts that gather around a man's nightstand, nursing his unmanning in his sleep. They are each a miniature circumcision, pulling away more and more nerves until the last one scoops up rage, throwing them all away. They creep back from the landfill, back, and they watch him sleep. They watch him sleep, the little life leeches, creating pustules, and like the remora that finds the shark, scraping it clean. They cut away his sheath until half his feeling is gone. From 4,000 to 2,000 pleasure nerves, and with those nerves he falls farther from feeling, and he's defined by how little like a woman he really is. Michael waits with subterfuge, eyes closed but awake, letting the bank slips and late notices believe that they will not be torn, that they will finally be cataloged and real and paid for by his lifeblood, spilling right out of him in that ever-tedious, fractal work life that will dither his bigger images into littler and littler ones until the degradation of the whole is all there is. Everything is manipulation. But slowly, a labia grows from his chest, right about where his heart is, and he thinks that this is preferable to paying for fucking everything. And he doesn't care what you think. The shit is real. Women pay for everything. She had tried to kill the little golden bird, but the way his hair smelled slipped away, and the fattening luminescence of her still-living corpse flesh hissed like a radiator, with a butt-cheek lady singing inside of it. Strange. I watch as they hold him down. He is trusting and untouched, my son. They pull his unresisting arms to his side, and they watch because it's he that has to feel this. And I will witness him at 2 days old crossing over into some strange, surreal manhood. He is so small that it requires 2 nurses to delicately swivel that strange razor blade that slips together like a clacker to time movies in action. Later, he will not know to miss the half-inch tip, or the blood there, or the delicate pleasure that a woman's mouth would have given him. And they tie that off, all of us disgusted by the 2,000-year-old ritual that even Jesus told us was not necessary. She must have known pleasure, after all, in human form for the first time suffused with raw, effulgent divinity. Retching later in the restroom, simultaneously in a classroom, where I find out about penile sensitivity and that circumcision has no practical benefit. What is left is a being flapping his wings and ignored because no one knows how to fly anymore. And no one even thinks to speak to him about how he feels about it. He would be wordless anyways. She slapped me hard across the face. I began to tremble and cry, although I did not let her see it. And then she tried to put her arms around me. And as I pulled back, she drew her face in so close that I could smell the oppressive weight, and that tar lung opened, and the alien words came out like a fleshy polyp. And she seized my shoulders with nicotine hands, and the smell of sticky, dripping, deep ocean going things long gone past. I backed up against a wall that was not there, and I turned my head first sideways and then up, stretching my tender, vulnerable neck, seductive to a being that only has hooks for eyes and feet and hands. And something in my gut says that you will never get away. You'll never get away. Right at the edge of intelligibility, the alien tongue waggles. The stinging polyp, incubation soon to come, where it probes, leaves you with the language of sodomy. And every woman you speak to is savaged by its diglossic undertongue, The meta language right there, like a dick smacking her in the face. Come, bitch. Come, bitch. You say the words you were taught tell you to care nothing about at all about her coming. If she isn't coming, hit her harder is what your friends will tell you. And there isn't a goddamn thing you can do about it. But silence your man self and pray on your knees every day that she will stay and teach you how to love her and how to speak to her.